Hey everybody, it's Peggy. I'm back again with another video, and today we are talking about getting good photos for your listing photos. So I'm just going to get right to it. There is no one answer. There's no one size. There is no one size fits all answer. That is why there are so many thousands and thousands of people, videos and blog posts and whatever, talking about how to get the best photo for your stuff. And amazingly, you ever notice how every single one of these blogs, it's like, here's the best way to get the best photo for your product, for your listing photos. Oh, and by the way, here's my Amazon affiliate link so that I will get paid so that I will also get a kickback bonus if you go buy one. Anyway, let's not get into that. So what do you need to get good product photos? That right there. That's all you need. If you have better equipment, you can use better equipment. I do happen to use better equipment, but I also use this. If I'm in a rush and need to get something posted and don't have time to really set up the fancy schmancy camera properly, I'll just take my photos with this and they're just fine. They're just fine. A decent camera, these cameras that are coming in cell phones now are 10 times better than some of the best camera equipment that existed 25 years ago. So yeah, even a mid-range cell phone has a high enough quality camera that you can get decent quality listing photos for your Etsy shop. iPhone is really pop. This is a Galaxy something. It's about a 5-year-old phone. iPhones are really popular for listing photos. So why do people get such a huge range of differences? Why are some people using their cell phone and getting great photos, and why are other people using cell phones and getting crappy photos? Mostly it comes down to two things. Lighting, okay? Now, when possible, it's always preferable to be outside, looking outside in natural sunlight. I like to be outside either on a really sunny day and in the shade, or on a really cloudy day where there's just no shadows. But a bright day with natural lighting outdoors is usually going to get you your best results. You don't want direct sunlight because it casts shadows and can make the lighting hard to pick up on your camera, that sort of thing. So that is one thing to think of. But I think, for the most part, I think most people are advocates of get out there on a bright sunny day, but photograph from a shade, photograph in, not in the deep shade, but just out of the sunlight. Or get out there on a day that's just ever so slightly overcast so that it's still nice and bright, but there's no shadows. Or just get out there on a sunshiny day and throw up a sheet. I don't know. Anyway, lighting matters. In the wrong lighting, okay, this here, I just got some stuff out because I was working a little while ago. Okay, this purple here in the wrong lighting, this purple looks about that shade of blue to the piece that's just under it. Right now, I've got a decent light behind the camera. The light's not coming from the camera, it's coming from behind the camera. I've got a decent light, so these are all photo accurate. But in the wrong lighting, they don't look accurate. So lighting is your number one thing. And where did I put it? I had it over here a minute ago. I am going to blind you guys in a second. This guy is a light. If you have a pair of them, one on each side, shining down in just the right way so that there's not a lot of shadows, you can get really good, you can light correct. If you are taking photos indoors, you want to be in the brightest possible room. Because then you will have the least amount of problems with needing to color correct. This is kind of set on blue right now, but if you look at my shirt, I was messing with this before to see if to make sure I could make this work. But if you look, are you gonna do it? Are you gonna do it? Oh, it's gonna blind me. It's not gonna do it. There we go. Look at that. Off, on. I don't know why it's been doing that. Oh, there we go. I'm just going to mess around now. This light, this comes with a little manual that, of course, I wasn't smart enough to get. But this will adjust. Yeah, there we go. See how my face is getting redder and redder as the light adjusts? And now it should be going up into Come on, do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Well, that's dimming. That's bright. Ah, there we go. Now it's cool light. Now I'm not so red. Now I'm red. I can't get it to do it. I'm not getting it to work properly. I have it. There we go. There's the cool. Anyway, the only reason why I was showing you that, I'm going to turn it off now because it's making me a little crazy. I haven't used this in so long because I've got the bigger light back there now. Basically, something as little as this. If your cameras are, if you're in the, okay, I'm in a basically a white room. Like, look behind me. Everything's white. So I get good light reflection. I get good everything. And I have to do very, very, very little to adjust my colors. I should have grabbed that piece of fabric. I should, I'm not going to screw around with it now, but if I change the light on this fabric, I can make this purple look to be that color of blue. That color of blue ends up looking green. That purple ends up looking pink. I can really screw up my color balance. Anyway, so that's color balance for you. It doesn't take much to screw around with that. The equipment is this was like a $25 light. It came as two lights, inexpensive. It's got a little chart that tells you exactly what to do. It's just that the chart's put away with the other light. Anyway. So, lighting matters. Lighting matters, and if you can't get good natural sunlight, and most of us can't. Most of us are day job. I don't have a day job, that's why I have time for this, but most of us are day job, come home, errands, meal, clean up, do this, do that, and then you're not getting around to your photographs until, night, until it's after dark, or you're doing it on the weekend, so you're taking your chances. Oh, let's roll the dice and see if I have good photography weather this weekend, right? Most of us don't get that luxury. So basically, a halfway decent light, a really popular light, let me just back up. A really popular light is this guy, Mr. Ring Light. This guy's really popular. You turn the light on, you put your camera behind it. There's even little can I get that on the king? Okay. There's even 3 little spots here so you can put your camera right on it, and then you take your photographs through the light. You can screw around with the values. The same as I was just messing around with that little guy there. And you have a switch here and a switch here that you can, this can turn it off and adjust the brightness, on or off to adjust the brightness. This will adjust to the red spectrum, to the blue spectrum. These are really, this is by the way a YSK-RL18 from Yesker.com. This was a favorite for a long time. This is, I still use it once in a while. I just recently got a different light that fits better behind the camera here. Anyway, these come in all sizes, and you can get these small enough to fit a cell phone. Like you can get a little widget, and I'm not sure where it goes on your camera. I think it plugs into the. I'm not sure how the little ones plug in, but you can get a little one that just goes like that, and then you just. Like it goes on like that. You just like click, 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 take your photos. No, I don't want my phone turned on. I want it over there. Okay. So anyway, this even has a small one up here, so that if for some reason your lighting is really weird, you can reposition your camera all the way up here, or extra lighting, or whatever you want. Anyway, ring lights are really convenient. Ring lights are really convenient. They actually work. They actually do work. The reason why people buy them and then they don't have the patience to adjust the lighting, because you have to match the lighting to what your camera's capabilities are, and then you'll get great pictures. And depending on the size of your product, these might not be big enough. This like if you're doing jewelry, this is too big, right? But if you're trying to get a really good photo of a car, I know nobody's selling cars on Etsy, but that's all I can think of at the moment. If you're trying to get a really good photo of something really large, then that's probably not big enough, but it's there, it exists. Speaking of small, light boxes, I have not tried them, but they are really popular. People that have used them say that light boxes work really, really well for what it is that they're trying to get done on their photos. Light boxes are for small items. They are white on the inside. They usually have built-in lighting, and then you just. But again, you're still going to have to adjust your lighting. Your camera every single camera is a little tiny bit different. So some cameras are easier to adjust for blues and greens. Others are easier to adjust for the reds and purples and stuff like that, right? And I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on that. My wife is the expert. She's been doing the YouTube stuff long enough. She's the one to help me. Okay, just do this and this and this, and you're set up to get good videos. Okay, that's all I did, right? Anyway, it is not as daunting as it seems, simply because you're already starting off with a camera that is 10 times better than you think it is, just using a cell phone. If you want to upgrade to a DSLR or a bigger/better camera, then that's fine, but you do have to learn more in order to use it. So you're going to have to be aware of that. But it depends on what you've got time for. And I will say that if your products are significantly expensive, that you may even want to consider getting professional. Like if you're trying to sell a $12,000 table, then maybe a $12,000 custom made walnut epoxy resin table that you spent the last 6 months on. Maybe you want to kick in $100 for a professional photographer to come out so that you don't have to stress or worry or whatever. But anyway, generally speaking, you don't. The other thing that you need to worry about. So the two things that you need to worry about are decent lighting and stability. You want a camera that's not going to move around. So I've got two products here. I don't even know what brand this one is. Obviously, you've got your stereotypical handy-dandy tripod. So when getting a tripod, you don't have to spend $1 million on a tripod. And your tripod, this one comes with a hot shoe. You put your camera on that, then it just pops right back in, which I could have done a better job of showing you, but I'm lazy today. Anyway, you don't have to go crazy spending thousands and thousands of dollars on a tripod. The only thing that you need to do is make sure that your tripod is stable, because you don't want to reach over, click, because one of the biggest problems that people have with getting good photos is they click the button and their hand shifts, or they push the button and the tripod shifts. And the good news is you can get cell phone mounts. You can get special cell phone mounts so that you can mount your cell phone and then just attach it to a tripod like normal. And they're out there. Just look for cell phone mount. I think that's all they're called. This guy I like. This is a little upgrade that I like, because this guy, it's a monopod. A regular, it's got 3 heavy feet down here, and they're stable and they're pretty good feet. But this lets me stay a lot closer to what I'm working with. Whereas the tripod's going to have the big tripod come out and you're stepping around and over and stuff like that. So there is something out there for everyone. A good stable tripod is generally the best. If you've got a good stable tripod and you want to see if a monopod works, then again, focus on one that's going to be a little stable. So this one's all metal. It can shift. A monopod does shift more easily than a regular tripod. So if you're the kind that goes poke when you take your picture, you won't want to use it. But you have choices. You have monopods, you have tripods. Monopods are short. This camera right now is on a mini tripod. And now everything around here is shaking, but the tripod itself is staying stable on the table. I think I'm moving a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of motion, but not much. So, as a matter of fact, this is on a hot shoe, so I can show you. That's the tripod this is on. It's just a little short guy. It can get taller, and that even can go up. The neck can go up and down. I think it ends up being almost. Wait a second. I think it can go up to almost 2.5 feet at full length. Anyway, so now that I've just babbled along, now that I spent 15 minutes babbling along, so photos are pretty easy. They really are. Decent lighting. And for decent lighting, all you need is a well-lit, light room. And just fiddle around until you get the right angle, and you're good to go. Etsy's audience is, as long as they can see the product clearly, they're not going to be out for blood if there's a little bit of funny shadows here and there. They're not going to worry about it. They're very forgiving as long as they can see the product, and the color balance is good. Color balance is where your purples don't look like blues, your reds don't look like oranges, your orange doesn't, this sort of thing. So that's what color balance is. That's really easy to maintain with that's really easy to maintain. You can also use a light like this just for color balance in a room that's already bright enough. It'll just throw a little bit more of the color that you need to correct for into the area. Lighting sounds very, very daunting, and it's not. It's fiddling and farting until things look the way you want them to. And generally speaking, most of these devices, like that light back there, if I turn it off and back on again, it will turn off. It will remember the setting, and you can double check that before you even buy it. Will this light remember the setting after you turn it off? That's usually a selling point, so they're usually pretty quick to point it out if it does that. Anyway, so how to get the best photos on Etsy. Number one, don't worry about getting perfect photos. I will tell you right now, all those people that spend hours on Photoshop making perfect photos, they spend so much time doing Photoshop, they've got no time left to actually go out and make their product, because it doesn't make a lot of sense. But there's always a but. Okay, I make a product, I make this into a thing, I photograph it, I sell it. Then I make the next one, so I photograph that, sell it. Then I photograph this, sell it. I have to take a lot of photos. So I have to take a lot of photos. So I just have to have I've fiddled and farted. We fiddled and fiddled and fiddled until we got settings that we were happy with. And that's where I take all my photos in. If you are make it, take a photo, list it, make it, take a photo, list it, that's probably what you need to do. Once you get your settings set up, just leave them. One thing that we have is this belief that if we're not working at it, we're not doing something wrong. I'm not working at my photos. We worked at it, like Lisa just got a new camera, so we worked at double checking all the settings. Yep, these are good. We can take product photos with this new camera. Okay. And then that's what we're going to do until either we need new lighting or something happens to the camera or whatever. We're not going to be double checking these settings every single time. And like I said, Etsy's a very forgiving audience. As a matter of fact, sometimes Etsy is so forgiving that when they see something that's a little bit too professionally done, they don't trust it the same way. It's just the way it is. Because they want homemade. They do not want drop shipping. A lot Etsy sellers are not big fans of drop shipping. So if your product photos are, perfect lighting, perfect this, which is fine, and then Photoshop to smooth out. I don't know how to describe it. A lot of, there's people out there, I'll do mock-ups for you and blah, 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 blah. And then they show up in their groups going, why is nobody buying my stuff? The photos are impeccable. It's like, well, the photos make it look like you got it from a corporate website and that you're just drop shipping. So now your product no longer looks handmade. But that's just the way it is. Anyway, I hope this babble gave you guys help. I hope this babble created some helpful thoughts and ideas on how you're going to proceed. Like I said, I'm not a professional. I'm not trying to be a professional. I'm not interested in being a professional. I'm interested in making stuff that I can sell on Etsy. So, stable, non-blurry photos, decent lighting, color correcting as much as you possibly can. Don't forget, you can have, okay, this is purple, this is blue, this is black. This is a purple with kind of like a fuchsia highlight that in the right lighting can look a little pink, right? Your monitor might already be showing this as blue. I'm looking at my camera replay right now. That's purple, that's blue, that's black. You might be seeing blue, green, gray. It depends on your monitor too. You can't, even perfect sometimes isn't good enough. So don't kill yourself over that. Kill yourself over it a little bit, just to get the best photo that you possibly can. But don't run out and spend $1,000 on a camera. I have talked to people that have spent thousands of dollars on photography equipment to get good product photos, and then they're going, why is nobody buying my stuff? It's like, because you're putting all your energy into your photos and none of your energy into your product. So or you've put so much energy into your product that it now looks like something that you got from corporate HQ because you're drop shipping. Anyway, a good light box for small things can really be helpful. I've never needed one. I've never had to have one. But if you're absolutely at a loss, don't forget though, if you have a light box, you still have to provide your own camera, and that's usually going to be your cell phone. So I'm going to try and stop talking now because I probably should. But like I said, I hope you guys got some good ideas on what you're going to look for and what you're going to do looking forward. Most people, the vast majority of people, already have everything they need in their house. Tack up a white sheet to get some of that white reflection off. I got white reflection off my walls. If I had darker colored walls, I'd tack up a white sheet into this corner and then do my photos, right? Tacking up. So next time you're looking through your whatever. Next time oh my God. Next time you're looking to I'm having a brain cramp. Next time you're looking through your stuff to decide what to donate, if you come across a white sheet, save it. Tack that up. Okay. Couple of good lights. Get a nice white. Get a white. Get not fluorescent but white. Natural light bulbs. They're cheap. They're not like you get regular light bulbs and you can get them in like, what do you get? You get them in like yellow and white. And so you just doop, couple of those. Okay, in your thing. Get a light sheet underneath everything. Take a photo. You will be surprised at what you can do just with what you've got laying around the house. I've got the luxury of having access to some fun stuff because of what my wife does for her fun times. Like I said, with doing the YouTube, she's had a YouTube channel for like almost 5 years now, 4.5 years. She's had a YouTube channel for a long time and she does very well with it, I think. I'm very proud of her. But anyway, and what do I take my photos with? The cheapest camera in the house. Where do I take my photos? I go back into her area. I go boop, boop, click, click, click. As a matter of fact, she usually does my photos for me. But yeah, if I'm in a hurry, I'm doing my product photos with my cell phone, and I'm doing them over there in the corner, and it's fine. It's fine. Anyway, so don't go running out spending thousands and thousands of dollars on equipment. If somebody in the house happens to have decent equipment, by all means, like beg, borrow, steal. Hey, can you take these photos for me? Like, that's what I did, but. You can get good photos. Just if I need good photos, then I will turn on all the lighting in this area, including the hall. There's a hall light right there, like just right there. I will turn on all the lights in this area and then just get my cell phone out, take my time, tip, and I get great photos. So just trust yourself a little bit more. Don't worry so much because Etsy is very forgiving of something that looks a little bit done at home because they want done at home. They want your product. They want your product. They want the quality in the product. They don't want the quality in a photograph. They want it, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? I can't even say it, but you know it. You know what I mean. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. I really need to stop here because I will just keep repeating myself because, like I said, if your product is shiny, then the advice that I'm saying for how to get a good picture of, I can tell you exactly what I do to get good photos of fabric. Can't tell you how to. If you do the exact same thing to get good photos of something that's shiny or that's been lacquered or jewelry that's shiny, you might get a completely different result. So don't trust anybody who tells you do this and you will get good photos without having any understanding of what it is you're trying to take a photo of. It's like they're gonna have good recommendations that might work for some people, but they won't work for everybody. But what will work the best for you is to take your time, trust your audience to be a little bit more forgiving than you think they are when it comes to photo quality. As long as the colors match, they're okay. And like I said, even a poor quality photo on this camera is still better quality than anything I could have gotten 25 years ago on the crappy cameras that existed then. And online businesses have been around for a long time, so if they were selling stuff with cheap 35 mils, I can do just as good or better with this. And don't forget, your most cell phone cameras. There's my pretty face. Okay. Let's see if I've got anything on board here. Oh, there it is. Oh, it wants me to update. That's okay. Okay. So there's me. There's me from a photo I took a little while ago. Let's see what I can do with it. Well, I can already do that, so I brought it into an angle. Oh, there's my color balance. Let's see if I can do it. There's me getting darker. There's me getting brighter. Look at that. You can already edit right from your phone. Brightness. It's hard to see and do it at the same time. Darker, brighter. Exposure. What's exposure gonna do? Well, look at that. And there's some, and I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but there's some basic color correcting that's already happening. Contrast, highlights. What's highlights gonna do? Yeah, highlights. Oh, look at that. Okay. I got a little shiny spot on my forehead there. See it? I don't know if that, I don't know. Sometimes camera to camera doesn't pick up very well. Shadows, saturation. Oh, yeah, look at that. Okay. Saturation. Look how it's going bright red. There's your color. There's some of your color correction right there. So anyway, you have everything you need to properly edit a photo to bring it up to a sellable standard right from a basic cell phone. And this one just asked me to update the photo app. So I gotta make sure I save that properly. Do that. I did things. Had to respond to a message. It's like, oh, it's a timely message. Hopefully I'll try to remember to edit this part out. But anyway, or I won't because I don't care. Anyway, this is just me dicking around, and that's all fine and dandy because I'm allowed to. But keep in mind, like I said, I don't even use, I've never edited a photo on my cell phone. Now I have to try to see how good this can get, but you can edit right from your cell phone. So, and what does editing do? It corrects those little mistakes that you make because the lighting was a little off, the camera was a little off. As long as you're not shaking while you take your photo, then you're fine. You're fine. You can, yeah. And you don't need thousands of dollars. If you've got an iPhone, you've already got one of the best cameras on the market. I'm not a fan of iPhone for a whole lot of reasons, but the one thing that Apple has always been the leader of is photography, video, graphics. Anyway, I gotta edit this last little bit because now I'm just rambling and babbling just because I can. In the meantime, I'm gonna get going. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, get those notifications so you don't miss any of these. In the meantime, I'm gonna let you guys go, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.